Good morning. My name is Savinay Tattukolla and my U number is U34812352. Today I'm going to do a big data assignment. Uh, I'm going to install Cassandra and do some and install all the three nodes from the Cassandra using the Python and query the SQL after adding some table and contents in that database. I'm going to share my screen, but before that I'm going to stop my video. Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. First, let's go through the instructions what the professor has given to me. Here to starting this assignment, you should have completed the work in the tutorial videos for this week's class. I'm already done with it. Cassandra Jupyter Lab install in the Dev0 environment. Know how to start the desktop Cassandra. For this assignment, we are going to use a Dev01 environment. So let's go to the virtual machine. So now we are in the virtual machine screen. This is my virtual machine where I can do the big data assignment. Launch VS Code and add a terminal. First step is to launch the VS Code. So I have opened the terminal and launch the VS Code. To launch a VS Code, you can type code and hit enter. Then it will open the VS Code. Now, um, these are the recent files I have worked on. If you want, you can create a new file. And since we are going to work in the Jupyter Lab notebook, uh, I can create a new file with .ipynb file, or we can go to the existing folder and we can create a new file here. Anything is comfortable with you. Big data assignment 2.ipynb. When I hit the ipynb, um, then VS Code will automatically choose this extension as a Jupyter notebook. As you can see, now we have created this new Jupyter notebook. And these are the two files I have previously worked on. And this is our terminal here. As you can see, we are in the base. At first, we are in the base environment. After that, when I hit the instruction conda activate dev01, it will create uh, the new environment and it will activate the dev01. If you want to create a new environment with a different name, you can type conda create dash dash name and the name of the new environment like dev01, etc. Since I have already created it, I just activated the dev01 environment. Now, whatever the work I have done is all stored in this environment, is all contained within this environment. Next, create a Jupyter Lab notebook and use Python to accomplish the following steps 4 through 9. Yeah, I have created the Jupyter notebook. Now we are going to do Python. As you can see, these are all UUU, which says these are all untracked files. As I have already linked my GitHub account, when I click the untrack, when I after that when I publish this will be gone. So our first step is to our after that is connect to the Cassandra database. In my previous work, I have already activated the Cassandra database. Docker compose up. What it will do is this Docker YAML file contains the instructions to start the Cassandra cluster. Here we are using version 3.3 and we have three nodes. And those three nodes are Cassandra 1, Cassandra 2, and Cassandra 3. Also, we have given depends on the Cassandra 2, which says these are all connected back to back. And the main purpose of this is like whenever any Cassandra node, let's say Cassandra 2 node has been crashed or deleted some while working, then we can retrieve the data from Cassandra 3 because it depends on the Cassandra 2. This is depends on the replication factor, which we will see in a few minutes. So when I hit Docker Compose up, it will create this new Cassandra cluster. It will start the Cassandra database. I think it's gonna take some time because it has to start all the three Cassandra nodes. It will go into the container and will start all the Cassandra. Now we are in the VS Code window. Now we are going to type instructions. After that, the main what we are going to do is select the kernel. Since we are working in the dev 01 environment, we are going to select this one. If you want to select different environment, you can choose base PD. But before choosing this, before running the code, you have to make sure all the packages like Python and Cassandra, Jupyter Notebooks, if Matplotlib, all should be installed in the environment. Else the code will not run. To install all these in the packages, you have to type conda install and the name of the package you want to install. I'm going to select dev 01 environment here. Import pandas as PD. Run. As you can see, I have installed the pandas, so it will run. After that, I'm going to install. Uh, I'm going to take Cassandra dot cluster import cluster. Now we have imported the required libraries. After that, we will create a session connection to Cassandra database. So for that, I'm going to type cl cluster equal to, I'm calling this cluster object. After that, I am creating a session equal to clstr.connect. This will connect to the Cassandra Cassandra database, which we have created in this terminal. Yeah, now it's connected to the Cassandra terminal. We have started the Cassandra. Now we are creating a key space called M14. To create a key space, we are going to use this session to create a key space. Previously, we can directly type these instructions in the terminal with the help of SQL sh file, but we are using Python in this assignment. That's why I'm going to type the instructions here. Session dot execute. First, we are going to see whether it has key space or not. M14. It will drop all the key spaces. If we have M14 key space, which I have created previously in my work, it will drop the key space. Yeah, it has dropped the key space. Now I'm going to see what are the key spaces it has. For that, I'm going to iterate through this one. What it will do is it will give me the list of the key spaces we have currently running in our uh, cluster. As you can see, these are the key spaces currently we have. Now what we are going to do is we are going to create a new key space. We create a key space called M14. So for that, I'm going to type the instructions session dot execute create key space. If not exists, the name of the key space I'm going to give key. I'm going to give here with replication. This is very advantage for the Cassandra database, Cassandra nodes, because when you give with replication, as I mentioned earlier, if any node in the group of nodes has crashed, then we can retrieve the data from the other nodes as well based on this replication. With replication equal to plus we are using this as simple strategy. Comma replication factor is I'm giving this as 2. When we given this replication factor as 2, it will store the data from this current node and from the previous node. Now it will create a key space with name M14. Think there is some mismatch. Configuration exception. Maybe I can try. Yeah, now I think I have given the typed the wrong instructions. Now it had created this key space. Now we are going to see what are the key spaces it has. Again to see, let's check if key space has created or not. Press hit enter. We can see M14 key space has been created. Now what we are going to do is we are going to create a table and add contents to it. To create a table, I'm going to type this instruction session.execute, which will create a table called inventory in the M14 key space. It contains all these fields like SKU, name, description, warehouse number. I'm giving primary key as SKU. This is because in the step 6 instruction uh, we have given to create this table. So I'm going to copy this one and pasting it here. When we hit the instruction, it will create a table. Yeah, it has created this one. Now what we are going to do is we are going to add contents to it. There are two ways we can do it. We can directly insert the values into the database, or we can create a data frame, and we can after that we can call this database to add values to the table. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a data frame. and insert the records in it in the table. This is just a basic Python code where we can use this data, and we are calling the pandas function to create a data frame. But I'm going to print the data frame to see how data frame has been created. Yeah, as you can see, I have these 5 records, and SKU is my primary key, which is unique for each record. And I have these names and description and warehouse number where the product is present. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to insert a values into the data frame, into the table. Insert records in the database inventory. Same to create to insert the records, we are going to I'm just pasting here to see what are the rows and how the data frame should look like. Yeah, and this is my final data frame. When we query the records, we will get the this output like SKU with one name Vinay, description our Samsung new model is in our storage, and where the warehouse number is 10 and the location of the product. What we are going to do is we are going to use this code. I will going to explain how the code will work. Yeah, first what we are going to do is we are iterating through the rows of the data frame where it will take each uh, row and take all the fields. After that, we have given the session dot execute. It will take each row from the data frame and add it to the database. And as you can see, I have given this two with uh, the first if is because these two are text values. These two are I have when I am creating the name and description, I have given the data type as text. If we didn't give this one as if we didn't give these two first, then it will throw an error. So when you can see, yeah, now we have inserted all the records. It will iterate through the data frame and add each one into the execute until the for loop ends. Now when we delete these two, it will throw an error. Now you can see it will throw an error. Yeah, this is because I have given the both name and description as a data type as text. There is syntax exception. Yeah, now you can see the all the records has been inserted into the inventory database. Now our next step is create an index on the warehouse number. Now take the new code, create a index for the warehouse number. To create an index, we can type session dot execute create index on inventory. We're going to give the name as m14 dot inventory dot inventory We have to give the same name when we are creating the database. Warehouse number. Yeah. When we hit the execute, yeah, it has created the index on the data for the warehouse number. Now we are going to iterate to see what are the. Now we are going to manipulate the database, like just like to see if I want to get the records for the warehouse number 10. I'm typing the instructions in the Python environment. So when it executes, it will select all the records which has warehouse number as 10. Now for the last step, go session.execute. Now same as before, the session.execute we have to give for the every instructions to add data or to delete the data or to manipulate the database. We have to give the session.execute. This is like a class calling object. Without this, we can't run using the Python. Now it will query all the records in the inventory database and give the output where the warehouse number is 10. And I have given this allow filtering option, as you can see. Allow filtering, what the purpose of allow filtering is, the traditional databases are different from the Cassandra database. In Cassandra database, it will partition based on the number we have given. Let's say here I have given SKU, so the nodes will partition based on this SKU. Let's say if we didn't give the SKU in it, then it will don't know how to carry the records. So in that case, for the backup, I am giving the allow filtering option. So when I hit enter, it will query and it will show all the records like SKU, name, and description from the database where warehouse number is 10. Now, before submitting, I'm going to use all the instructions to check if I have satisfied all the requirements. I have launched the VS Code and added terminal. I have started the Cassandra from the VS Code terminal and created Jupyter Lab notebook. Finally, when we are done, we can stop the Cassandra node. We can see the Cassandra, how to stop Cassandra nodes in few minutes. After that, I have created Jupyter Lab notebook and have connected to a database, created a key space M14, added a table with these fields, and I have added the data in the database. After that, I have created index for the warehouse number. After that, I have queried with locations for the given example. So finally, let's see how to stop the Cassandra terminal. For this one, you can work on the this terminal too, but it's better to start on the new terminal. So to stop the Cassandra nodes from running, uh, because when we are done with it, we don't have work on the nodes. So we have to stop the Cassandra nodes, else there is so much power to consume for each node. So I'm going to type docker stop Cassandra one. These are the names that has been present in the docker YAML file. So these are the three nodes names for the Cassandra database, Cassandra cluster. As you can see in the docker YAML, I have given the name as a Cassandra, container name Cassandra one. So to stop, I am using the same names. When you hit enter, it will stop all the three nodes. Once we are done with it, As you can see, it will stop all the running. Once we are done with the once we have stopped the nodes, we can remove this from the Docker environment. The one Cassandra 2, Cassandra 3. Now it has removed all the Cassandra data nodes. If we want to test whether it has removed or not, we can try running this second one, because this is the one we are using to connect to the cluster nodes. So when we type hit enter, it will show us the error because we have stopped all the three cluster nodes. To again start the cluster node, you can type docker compose up. You need to start all the Cassandra nodes again. Now I'm going to save this file, and all these files are present in my assignment 2 folder, which I have created using the terminal make dir code. Now when we go to this workbench big data assignment 2, as you can see, yeah, this is my file just now I have done for the assignment. Yeah, finally we are done with the assignment. uh, if you have any doubts, please feel free reach out to me. Thank you.